I was looking through my Steam profile recently and noticed that I had just passed the 1200-hour mark on DayZ. So I thought it would be a fun idea to sit down with you guys, record a video, and reflect on those hours. I've played many games before and had many unique experiences, but nothing compares to the times that I've had in DayZ. It has to be the most interesting game I've ever played. Player interaction in particular is a staple to what makes it so unique for me, because I come from an FPS background where the majority of comms are just callouts and small talk in between rounds. So to suddenly be put in situations where just talking gets you out of it was new for me. There's no goal in the game other than to survive. There's no icon on the map that says go here or do this. It's entirely up to you to decide how you want to live. The first 200 hours was all about learning the game. I was initially introduced to DayZ by my friend Ava, who at the time had already put around 500 hours into it. He felt that the best way to start me off was by sticking me on a map that was known for its steep learning curve and harsh conditions, Namalsk. Everything matters here: the clothes you wear, the guns you run with, and the food you collect. Failure to maintain high and best insulation clothing, you're going to freeze to death. Failure to thaw out your food before venturing south, for a new player like me at the time, you'd starve. Failure to find a gun that isn't a Mark II or a Sporter, death. The only real thing I had going for me at the time was my situational awareness that had transferred over from around 2,000 hours of Rainbow Six. It meant that at least in gunfights where I knew who I needed to shoot at, I could hold my ground. This lasted until I shot my first bullet, though. Then the realization kicked in that the game wasn't about to reload my gun for me. I had never played a game before where I had to manually remove the mag from my gun and load bullets into it. Doing all this while danger lurked everywhere around me, on top of the aforementioned things I had to keep in mind, told me very quickly I was in for a rough time. This was just the start, though. Since downloading the game, it's taken over my life. Having just shy of 1,300 hours now, I can say I'm pretty deep in the mix. It has become the game that I come back to whenever other games fail to meet the mark. Namalsk in particular has been my main map since I started playing. I feel like a lot of people fall into the same boat as me where they stick to the one map they know because that's the one they can perform on. I've tried a couple others, but I have to say nothing comes close to Namalsk. The thrill every time the storm goes off and you realize you have to find a building to hide in, or else your health is going to get chunked to half. Or when you see the orb pop up on the hill just next to the research center for the first time, only to die to a geared guy camping it. Then respawning with a newfound goal to get back there and jump in. Nothing hits quite like your first kill, though. I'm sure I beat someone up when I was first running around, but I'd say the first solid kill I got was this one. I felt accomplished here. I had built up a character until that point, trying not to die to the elements or some random person sitting in a tree, and to then get the better of someone who had more than me felt amazing. It sparked a fire in me to get better. I wanted to be able to run around the map without having to think about how to reload my gun every time I got into a fight. I wanted it all to become second nature. I chuckle now when I run into new players because I see myself in them back when I first started. So I give them the same treatment I got. If they think they're getting off easy, then they have another thing coming. I've had a change of heart though these last few hundred hours. KOSing up north has become a lot less interesting, and instead, spending time trying to team up with people has turned out to be a lot more entertaining than getting the most gear. DayZ was never about becoming the biggest chat on the server though. As fun as it is, it's temporary. You don't get to keep your gear forever. Sometimes you don't even get to keep it for 5 minutes. So what pushed me to want to grind so much? Well, for start, it comes with the natural progression of learning the game and reaching the south areas. Finding new stuff that looks cool and can be flexed to your friends is always a plus. But mostly the reason I wanted to get good was so that I could actually enjoy the situations where others were involved. Being able to run south at the drop of a hat with a group of 5 people is something that makes hours feel like minutes. Even though that group may only last an hour, you can believe that every minute of it was worth sticking around for. So what now though? I feel like I've spent enough time on DayZ to where I don't have an overwhelming need anymore to stress about living all the time. Dying is a part of the fun because it means a new adventure is right around the corner. I'd love to read from you guys what you think I should try out next in DayZ. I've enjoyed making content so far, and I would love to know what you guys would enjoy watching. If you've listened this far, thank you. I haven't done a video like this before and it's very new for me, so any feedback is greatly appreciated. Moving forward, I plan to continue making DayZ content, so do subscribe if that's something you'd like to keep seeing. But are there any other games you guys would like to see? I've been playing Sons of the Forest as well lately, and it's been a lot of fun with my friends. It's in early access right now, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. That's it for me though. Thank you again for watching and I hope you have a good day.